Right now, Live at 5 special session underway. Emergency powers are up for debate again in Minnesota. And President Trump and Joe Biden are taking a brief break from the campaign trail to remember the victims of 9/11.
Hear from a Red Cross volunteer getting ready for a trip to the wildfires out in Portland, Oregon.
How Duluth firefighters are paying tribute to those who lost their lives on 9/11.
And modern art in an unlikely place. Canal Park is slowly on its way to becoming a drive-through art museum.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Welcome to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here is a live look at Freedom Tower in New York City. Today, we're remembering those 3,000 people that lost their lives on the September 11th terrorist attacks. Good evening, I'm Anthony Mack. Kristen is off tonight. The 19th anniversary of the September 11th terror attacks is different this year because of the coronavirus. A disagreement over health precautions have led to 2 separate remembrances in Lower Manhattan. Nancy Chen has the story.
The September 11th ceremony at the 9/11 Memorial in Lower Manhattan included moments of silence. But this year, it did not include the traditional live reading of the victims' names because of coronavirus concerns. Instead, it was a recording of the names.
And my brother.
Some victims' family members who were upset by that decision set up their own ceremony nearby.
We knew that it was of the utmost importance that we read aloud the names of all 2,977 souls who perished 19 years ago today.
9/11 observances are also different this year at the Pentagon, where military leaders conducted the ceremony without victims' families in attendance.
We never forget those who were murdered by the terrorists.
And at the Flight 93 Memorial near Shanksville, Pennsylvania, the usual 90-minute ceremony was abbreviated. Here in New York, the fire commissioner strongly recommended firefighters skip 9/11 observances during the pandemic. The department lost 343 members that day. Firefighter Leonard Regaglia Sr., a member of Engine 54, was one of them. His 2 sons, Leonard Jr. and Anthony, are honoring him by following in his footsteps.
I have the honor and privilege of working in the same firehouse that he worked in, the same company. So it really means a lot to me. I always looked up to my dad and what he did. And then I think as I matured and as the time went on, year after year, it became more and more of something I wanted to do.
They say they think their father would be proud.
At the Tunnel to Towers ceremony, the podiums were wiped down between each reader. Prosecutors in the case of 4 former Minneapolis officers charged in the death of George Floyd say the men should face trial together. The decision was made because the evidence and charges against them are similar. But defense attorneys have argued for separate trials, saying they are likely to offer antagonistic defenses. The former officers appeared in court Friday for a hearing on the request and other issues. Judge Peter Cahill, who's presiding over the case, is expected to make a decision at a later date. Happening right now, hundreds are gathered in Chisholm to show their support for President Donald Trump and 8 Northland mayors who publicly backed his re-election bid. The event comes just 2 days after another event opposing that show of support. CBS 3's Natalie Grant has been following this story for us this week. Natalie, she's live in Chisholm. What can you tell us?
Well, Tony, as you can hear and see behind me, a quite lively crowd in Chisholm this evening. This event started just after 3 o'clock, and when we arrived on scene, there were hundreds gathered right alongside the road in Chisholm here today. I'll step out of the way so you can see some of the things that are still happening here. The crowd has weaned out a bit, but it still is a pretty good turnout here in Chisholm today. Now, there were several speakers that did address this crowd, including Representative Pete Stauber, who then called up several of those mayors to acknowledge the crowd, saying thank you for their support with his campaign. Now, we will be airing that. We're able to speak with Representative Pete Stauber, and we will be bringing you the latest on the CBS 3 Duluth news at 6 and 10 o'clock. Tony?
We certainly await that anxiously. Natalie Grant live for us on the Iron Range tonight. Thanks, Natalie. Sticking with politics, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz signed an order today extending the COVID-19 peacetime emergency. Governor Walz initially declared a peacetime emergency back in March. The order protects Minnesotans against evictions and wage garnishments. It also provides additional equipment and allows the state to reopen following the advice of public health experts. The executive order now runs through October 12th. The 2020 presidential and vice presidential contenders all pause today to remember the 19th anniversary of the September 11th attacks. Natalie Brand reports from the White House, where the president was today.
Their last calls home.
President Trump struck a tone of unity in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, at a memorial for the passengers and crew of United Airlines Flight 93.
We resolve to stand united as one American nation, to defend our freedoms, to uphold our values.
Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden and his wife Jill later met with those who lost loved ones in Shanksville.
I'm not going to be making any news today. I'm not going to talk about anything other than 9/11.
Earlier in New York City, there was a rare, courteous moment of bipartisanship between the former vice president and the current vice president. Both Pence and Biden were there to honor the nearly 3,000 people killed when two planes hit the World Trade Center.
The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want.
Meanwhile, 2020 Democratic vice presidential candidate Kamala Harris attended a ceremony in Virginia near the Pentagon, where another hijacked plane crashed 19 years ago, killing more than 180 people.
The darkness they hoped would envelop us on 9/11 instead summoned our most radiant and defined human instincts.
Shortly after President Trump returned to the White House, he announced a peace deal between Bahrain and Israel to normalize relations, similar to the agreement struck between Israel and the United Arab Emirates last month.
We have many other countries now in the Middle East that want to be in this, and that means peace, because they're tired of fighting.
While in Pennsylvania, the former vice president also visited firefighters at a local fire station. President Trump will get back on the campaign trail this weekend, heading to the battleground state of Nevada.
This afternoon, President Trump also awarded the Medal of Honor to Army Sergeant Major Thomas Paine for his role in freeing nearly 70 captives from the Islamic State. The operation took place in northern Iraq back in 2015. Meanwhile, Vice President Mike Pence will make a campaign stop in southeastern Wisconsin on Monday. The event's scheduled at a hotel in Janesville. This is Pence's second visit to Wisconsin this month. He was last in Wisconsin on Labor Day when he visited Dairyland Power Cooperative in La Crosse. President Trump will hold rallies in central Wisconsin and in Bemidji, Minnesota next Friday. And Dave joins us for a first look at the weather tonight. Dave, chilly start to the morning, but might be the last one for a little while, huh?
I think the temperatures are going up along with the cloud cover. So despite the beauty of the scene today, things are going to be changing up as we go through the night. Taking a look right now towards Hibbing and Chisholm, the sky is still blue, but you can also see some thin clouds well aloft the upper levels there of the troposphere. That's a sign of warm front coming our way attached to a low pressure system, which is increasing our clouds tonight and tomorrow, increasing our rain chances. So we fire up the upper Midwest map. The high pressure that had us with sunshine today is sliding towards the east, and a trough of lower pressure is starting to bubble up from the Dakotas and move eastward at the same time. And after midnight tonight, that could lead to upwards of an 80% chance for rain. So our Saturday day planner says the 80% chance should last through a good portion of the afternoon. And once you come back home tomorrow evening from getting out and enjoying your day off, if you're lucky enough to have the day off, it'll still be a 50% chance for rain. Does that mean it's going to spill into Sunday as well? I'll talk about rain totals and what's to follow for the latter half of the weekend coming up in the middle parts of this newscast.
Thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, summer readers could be eligible for a free book in Virginia, plus a Hayward man is $1 million richer after selling an old canoe. We'll tell you how in City by City, which is coming up next. And tonight at 6, how Duluth schools are working to provide meals to kids who rely on the reduced lunch program and what they need from families.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live Local CBS 3. Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
A smile has the power to get you feeling all right. At Aspen Dental, it's all right to smile again with dentures starting at just $3.99. We craft them in our on-site labs from start to finish, so they never leave our office, and you never have to worry. And with dentures made in as little as a day, you can smile right on schedule. Relief you need at a price you can afford. Right fit, right quality, right price. At Aspen Dental, it's all right to smile again. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL today.
I have been working to lower prescription drug prices since my first day in the Senate. And when Congress passed into law my bill to lower the price of insulin by making generics more available, progress finally. Now I'm working on a plan to manufacture drugs in America and build a supply chain so we're not relying on other countries for the medicine we need. I'm Tina Smith, and I approve this message because I'll work with anyone and do whatever it takes to get the job done.
So you made it all the way up to the North Pole?
Yep, and the South. But I need good Medicare coverage so I can keep exploring.
Well, we have a range of Medicare Advantage plans, some including dental, vision, prescription, and travel benefits.
Can I find them online?
Yeah, absolutely. Or you can give us a call.
Sounds good.
Well, our stop is just up ahead.
So that was the shortest ride I think I've ever been on.
Yeah, quarantine legs. Gotta work those muscles back up.
When you watched CBS 3, you got up-to-date coverage.
This time, it's the president's son hoping to win over
diversity and honor the legacy of our immigrant parents.
I think it had anything to do with the fact that Donald Trump's pulling us out of these endless wars.
That was the president's oldest son, Donald Trump Jr., speaking at the deck live here tonight. We'll have much more from his
Local, trustworthy journalism when you need it most on CBS 3.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look over the city of Duluth as we head into the weekend. Dave Anderson will have your full weather forecast in just a few minutes, but first, let's take a quick look around the region. A local man in Hayward is $1 million richer, plus a show of strength in Brainerd. That and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. A show of strength for muscle car racers in Brainerd last weekend. Muscle car enthusiasts arrived at the Brainerd International Raceway in droves last weekend for the annual Muscle Car Shootout. While the races had to be shortened from 3 to just 2, there was no shortage of enthusiasm or muscle from those in attendance. Among the winners of last weekend's races was Duluth native Vern Lauren Jr. Now to Virginia, Minnesota, where those who participated in the area library's summer reading event are eligible to receive a prize. In fact, you may have participated without even realizing it. If you or your child read or listened to a book this summer, you could receive a free book from the Virginia Library. To claim your prize, you just need to call the library and answer a few short questions. And finally, we're finishing off in Hayward, where a local man is $1 million richer thanks to a little bit of luck. Bradley Madison used the money he earned from the sale of an old canoe to buy some Wisconsin lottery scratch-offs, one of which happened to be the winning ticket valued at $1 million. The lucky winner purchased his ticket from the Holiday Station store along Highway 27 in Hayward. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, go ahead and send us an email, and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city. Still to come on Live at 5, Duluth firefighters paid tribute to New York City firefighters at Amsoil Arena today.
Here's a live look at the western sky near Jacobson, Minnesota, where it looks like it is starting to get a little bit grayer, and the cloud cover's coming down just a little bit lower, a sign of things to come, which means rain for part of the weekend. Which part? I'll tell you, just in case you haven't figured it out in a couple more minutes.
They're live, they're local. Watch the CBS 3 News with Kristen Vacchi and Anthony Matt tonight at 6, right after the CBS Evening News at 5:30.
Hi, I'm Stephen Ray. At Miners National Bank, we offer local originating, local processing, local closing, and local servicing. For your next mortgage, apply now. MinersMortgage.com.
Miners National Bank of Evelyn, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I'm Nick Bolton, and these days...
Hey there.
Hey there. It seems everybody has a pair of tactical sunglasses.
Good morning.
Morning. But what if you already wear glasses? Then you need these flip-up tack glasses. These new glasses fit right over your existing eyewear to give you all the benefits of our tack glasses while you comfortably wear your regular glasses. Plus, like all tack glasses, flip-up tack glasses feature Bell & Howell light filtering technology that makes invisible objects suddenly become visible. There's just nothing like them on the market today. Here you go, buddy.
Thanks, Nick.
Act now to get your flip-up tack glasses for just $19.99, and we'll even ship them to you free. But wait, order today and you can get a second pair. Just pay a separate fee. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-699-7431 or go to flipupglasses.com. That's 1-800-699-7431 or order online at flipupglasses.com.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northland still to this day.
Watch Eye on Mining with Kristen Vaki every Tuesday at 10. Brought to you by Iron Mining Association, Range Regional Airport, and Miners National Bank of Evelyn. Only on live, local CBS 3.
Up to 60% off on summer clothing and footwear from the North Face in Columbia at Northwest Outlet.
Always on the go, but want to keep up with the day's news? Don't worry. Now we are wherever you are. Traveling? No problem. Stream wherever, whenever with live, local CBS 3. Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on live, local CBS 3. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Another cold one this morning with Hibbing Chisholm Airport getting down to 28 degrees and in the low 30s for much of the rest of the region, though near Grand Marais, closer to the lake, low 40s there. Eyeing up that 45 in Orr. Frankly, right now, I think that's a little bit of a problem with the sensor, perhaps, because I can't think of an explanation why they would have stayed warm 45 there while the 20s and 30s for the rest of that area. Grand Marais we can explain with being warmer by the lake, but inland, that's a different story. Well, a different story is coming our way. Temperatures are going to warm up, so we don't have any advisories or warnings for frost tomorrow morning. What we have to deal with now is an increase in clouds, which leads to an increase in rain chances for our Saturday, but perhaps only for Saturday. By Sunday, we should start to dry up and we can enjoy the latter half of the weekend. Right now at the airport in Duluth, the current conditions include 60 for a temperature and 60% for the relative humidity. Easterly, southeasterly winds running 8 miles per hour, and our air pressure at the surface is a bit high at 30.21 inches of mercury, but up aloft with lower pressure trying to run up and over, the clouds are increasing. And like I mentioned, after midnight tonight, we face an 80% chance for rain throughout the day on Saturday. Current temps in the Upper Peninsula are going from 62 in Watersmeet to 64 towards Ironwood. We have 60 in Ashland to 62 in Hayward. 58 is the current temp in Superior. 63, that's what we're getting in Moose Lake. It's also that in Two Harbors. 66 Ely, just a hair cooler towards Hibbing. Grand Rapids 62, International Falls 68 degrees. Low temps tonight probably closer to 40 than 30. So the warmer air is coming to call. And we can see that with the low pressure system and its clouds pushing up from the southwest. That's that Colorado low that's been lurking for a while. Now with higher pressure leaving our area, it can start to come aboard. So the sunnier sky we're seeing still clinging to much of northern Minnesota and maybe a slice of Douglas County there in the UP. It'll be filling in as the low pressure system advances, and that's because the center of this low pressure system is over towards the Dakotas right now, and it doesn't look like it's packing much of a punch. I don't think we're going to get much in the way of thunderstorms, but through persistence, we just might get a half inch to even an inch of rain coming around. On that note, then, let's eye up the rain forecast map here, and we'll see that northern Minnesota may be more to a tenth or a quarter, but around the head of the lakes through Wisconsin into the UP, there we go. There's the range of a half inch to an inch straight up. Maybe even Hinckley could be the big spot and go more than that towards an inch and a half. Now, we take a look at the forecast tonight in Minnesota. There's your lows in the 40s, even 50s by the lake, increasing clouds. They'll increase on the Wisconsin-Michigan side of the border as well, with low temps pretty close to 49 degrees there for most towns. Tomorrow's high temps come down a little bit because of the cloud cover. Low 60s for Wisconsin and the UP with that 80% chance for the soaking rain. Minnesotans also get that 80% chance with high temps near 60 inland, 50s by the lake. And now with the extended forecast, we're still expecting Sunday to become a beautiful day, Tony, with sunshine and 66. Similar conditions on Monday. But now we get into Tuesday. On one hand, it still looks really neat with 75 for the high temp. But that lift from that convection of that heat might trigger a couple of sun showers.
Okay.
And then we cool down already as early as next Wednesday. So 75 isn't going to stay long.
Yeah, I will certainly embrace the rain tomorrow because in a month or two, we might be talking about that being snow instead.
And for some folks, it's never too soon for that.
It is never too soon. Those snowmobilers sure do love it.
They do.
Thanks, Dave. As wildfires continue to spread across the state of Oregon, Northland Red Cross volunteers are headed to the area to assist. Red Cross volunteer Diane Dunder of Superior spent this morning prepping her van for the trip. Dunder and another volunteer from Nashwauk will head to Oregon Saturday morning, where they will be volunteering for at least 2 weeks. Dunder says their van will be used to distribute food to those in need.
You just see where these people have lost everything and they need somebody to talk with. And so we're able to give them that time and then, help them in other possible ways too.
Dunder says they will likely be in the Cascade area, but depending on the situation, they could be moved elsewhere. And on this 9/11, Duluth firefighters paid tribute to New York City firefighters at AMSOIL Arena. CBS 3's Leanne Valdez shows us how they did it, step by step.
It's an event that will never be forgotten.
The deadliest attack in the country's history.
There's 343 firefighters that died that day, as well as 60 police officers and 8 paramedics and over 3,000 civilians.
Still remains at the forefront of first responders' minds.
Those were our brothers and sisters that lost their lives that day.
Duluth firefighter Andrew Olson says being a first responder is more than a job. It's an identity.
I go home and I'm a firefighter to my kids, my family. Even though I might not be wearing the uniform, I'm still a firefighter everywhere I go.
Which is why he chose to start a memorial stair climb 2 years ago to honor the fallen women and men of 9/11. Friday morning, firefighters climbed more than 2,000 steps, fully dressed in response gear, along with an oxygen tank, just as those who responded on that somber day.
We'll have 10 firefighters climbing 110 stories on the stairs from the upper and lower bowls of the AMSOIL Arena.
Step by step, carrying an extra 40 pounds.
As firefighters, it's really important.
Fighting through the pain while remembering those who fought for them.
Take a moment and hug your loved ones and tell those close to you how important they are, because tomorrow is never guaranteed.
All money raised at the Memorial Stair Climb will be donated to the IAFF Fallen Firefighters Memorial Fund. If you would like to donate, you can find a link on our website, cbs3duluth.com. Still to come, modern art in an unlikely place. Canal Park is slowly on its way to becoming a drive-through art museum.
Today we say so long summer and hello fall with the new DQ Fall Blizzard menu. There's the always festive pumpkin pie, tasty new caramel apple pie, and more delicious fall flavors than ever. Right now on the new DQ Fall Blizzard menu. If you're craving fall, you can find it at DQ. Happy tastes good.
For months, we've all done our best to stay safe. But to remain safe in the long run, it's up to us all to take actions that don't just slow the spread of COVID, but collectively overcome it. Like getting a test if you have any symptoms, answering if your health department calls, and wearing a mask in public spaces. We all want to regain what we love in life. To get there, we all need to go forward and do our part. Sponsored by Minnesota Department of Health. Aired in cooperation with the Minnesota Broadcasters Association and this station.
I don't really want you anymore, and what you told me isn't how it truly is. Plus, my life has changed, and I don't know what to do.
Attention, Duluth area. Do you feel you should break up with your timeshare? Join us and other owners for a free seminar in the Duluth area Wednesday, September 16th. This seminar will cover how the timeshare industry has been and will be impacted by our current situation. Attendees will also learn how our accredited contract cancellation firm can legally help. To reserve a seat, call 989-BREAKUP today.
I was diagnosed with diabetes at 13, so I got to work. I'm Quinn Nystrom, and I became a national advocate. Went door to door in Brainerd, then St. Paul, went up to Canada to bring back insulin for a fraction of what drug companies charge here. But Pete Stauber went to Washington and voted against making healthcare and prescription drugs more affordable. I approve this message because Minnesota can't afford Pete Stauber in Congress.
Coming up tonight, hear from a Red Cross volunteer getting ready for a trip to the wildfires out in Portland, Oregon.
Today, the pressure was high, but it's going to get lower after midnight. That means clouds will increase, and there's a rain chance this weekend. They'll tell you when.
Tonight at 6.
1, 2, 3. We're gonna give it some
Come for the romance, stay for the drama.
We're here to take risks, not play it safe.
I'm losing my mind.
Just stay cool.
I just want to go home. America has spoken. I don't want you to go.
Oh my God.
Frightening.
Why are they taking my boyfriend?
It's America, not me.
Oh, America, why? Love Island, new episode tonight, 9/8 Central on CBS.
Vaping has been declared a national epidemic among youth. 1 in 3 high schoolers vape in northeastern Minnesota.
My child started having seizures from vaping. There's still so many unknown chemicals.
One vape cartridge has as much nicotine as at least 2 packs of cigarettes.
My child was hospitalized with severe lung injuries.
They said it was no big deal.
My child said it was no risk.
That it was under control.
That's what my child said. But what could I have said? Get the facts and talk to your child today.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS.
Modern art in an unlikely place. Canal Park is slowly on its way to becoming a drive-through art museum. The Duluth Street Art Initiative unveiled their latest project today in Duluth's downtown waterfront. It's thanks to a work of local artist. A Canal Park dumpster has been converted into a piece of art. The dumpster belongs to the Canal Park Duluth Pack and was fittingly repainted with a fresh flannel coat. Organizers say the dumpster will serve as a catalyst for future projects in the area. The artist responsible for the creation, Nelia Harper, says art is important to build a sense of community.
My intention as an artist is to create something beautiful. And how do we create an environment that is more beautiful? Because when we live in a beautiful space, it brings out the best in all of us as human beings.
Harper adds there are plans to continue the project with other dumpsters in the alley. Benedictine Living Community's annual Walk to End Alzheimer's looked a little bit different this year. Residents of the assisted living facility joined in on the walk today, dressed in purple. Residents walked along a path decorated with Alzheimer's Association flowers and flags. Walk to End Alzheimer's is the world's largest event to raise awareness and funds for Alzheimer's research. Staff say walks like this create a sense of unity and quality of life for those in need of care.
We have essentially 3 memory care units on campus, and we have a lot of caregivers and staff that are affected, and residents, of course, that are affected by Alzheimer's. I think it means a great deal for us to be able to support the cause.
Staff and residents ended the walk with a barbecue fundraiser. They've raised almost $10,000 so far.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News tonight, on the anniversary of the September 11th attacks, Americans come together to honor lives lost 19 years ago. Plus, the first living Delta Force member to receive the Medal of Honor, his heroic mission that saved nearly 70 hostages from ISIS. And on the road with some good news. Something clicked when the electrician came to change a light, and he ended up changing a life. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
CBS 3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. Have our certified nurse midwives provide personal one-on-one support and guidance for your next pregnancy. Visit essentiahealth.org to learn more.
Lawless criminals terrorize Minneapolis. Joe Biden takes a knee. The weak response from Biden and radicals like Ilhan Omar has led to chaos and violence. And their calls for defunding police would make it worse. President Trump is making it stop, making crucial federal resources available to protect Minnesota's families. Communities, not criminals. Jobs, not mobs. Strong leadership when America needs it most.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
School's starting. Is your internet fast enough? Gear up during Extreme's end of the summer sale. Get fast internet as low as $19.99 a month for 1 year. Extreme's fiber-powered internet gets an A+ for performance with speeds from 60 meg up to 1 gig. Powerful in-home Wi-Fi and 99.99% network reliability. Hurry and get Extreme internet for as low as $19.99 a month for a year. Dial 844-EXTREME2. It's the smart call.
Has your roof seen its better days? It's that time of year again to think of replacing your old roof. Call Peak Construction Roofing today for your free estimate at guaranteed affordable rates. Peak Roofing also provides the best roofing warranty in the Northland. Financing? No problem. 0% financing up to 12 months, or get a low-interest payment plan that will fit your budget. Call the best, Peak Construction Roofing. They'll do the rest. Let us take care of you.
Always on the go, but want to keep up with the day's news? Don't worry. Now we are wherever you are. Traveling? No problem. Stream wherever, whenever with live local CBS 3. Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on live local CBS 3. Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men, your fall fashion headquarters with new arrivals daily. Downtown Duluth.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look over Canal Park on this Friday evening. Let's take a quick look at some of today's top stories and a peek at what's coming up at 6. The September 11th ceremony at the 9/11 Memorial in Lower Manhattan included moments of silence, but this year it did not include the traditional live reading of the victims' names because of coronavirus concerns. Instead, it was a recording of the names. 9/11 observances are also different this year at the Pentagon, where military leaders conducted the ceremonies without victims' families in attendance. And as wildfires continue to spread across the state of Oregon, Northland Red Cross volunteers are headed to the area to assist. Red Cross volunteer Diane Dunder of Superior spent this morning prepping her van for the trip. Dunder and another volunteer from Nashwauk will head to Oregon Saturday morning, where they will be volunteering for at least 2 weeks. Dunder says their van will be used to distribute food to those in need. And tonight at 6, at the start of the pandemic, hunger was a real concern for kids who depend on free and reduced cost meals at school. We'll tell you how Duluth schools are working to provide meals and the action they need families to take. That's your news at 5. The evening news is next. We'll see you again at 6. Thanks for watching.